Good evening, good morning, good afternoon, and welcome to Playoff 2 in the eSailing World Championship. This is Oscar, your host, and with me tonight is Alberto. Alberto, how are you doing?
Oh, I'm all good, all excited for the playoff two tonight. A lot of big names here tonight, accompanying us for an amazing playoff two final.
Exactly, we're excited. Last chance for these sailors to reach the semifinals. 6 of them, after 8 races, are going to reach the semifinals. We're going to do first 5 races with all players, and then it's going to be the top 20 for the last 3 races in the Gold Series. Top 6 then goes into the semifinals. Quickly want to shout out those working behind the scenes. Giovanni as our principal race officer. Lorenzo for the scoring. It's going to be Anna and Hardolo in the protest committee. 11 seconds to go before they can cross the start line. More sailors towards the committee boat, but we do see be about 10 of them on the Penang side as the go has been given, and we see a false start by the Ukrainian Dimstery.
It was a perfect alignment. Everybody was on the line, a little bit kind of penalty, but except a couple that are a little bit behind, all the others started perfectly on time, perfectly on the line. Amazing start for this playoff two.
Yep, and we have 30 of them racing today. Only 6 make it to the semifinals. I'm gonna ask the chat, those of you watching us live on Twitch, who do you think are 3 of the sailors who will make it in the top 6 at the end? As we're currently watching Donnie from Great Britain on the furthest left side of the course compared to the fleet.
Donnie did an amazing start as light right wind shift is coming now. So as you can see, all the rest of the fleet is now tacking, and probably Donnie will have some issue if the wind do not shift again. I believe at the moment, really well positioned are Umut, Efe, and Doding on the right hand side. I'm telling them not the other because the other do not have the opportunity to easily tack and find a good solution. Searching is in a good position, a little bit behind. Let's see what the wind shift is carrying on next. Seems Azumo went left wind shift and then a major right wind shift coming back down.
Indeed, and you can see that with the darker patches on the water, on the horizon. Darker patches means more wind, and you can also use the wind sockets at the top of the mini map. We'll give you the direction of the wind to come at that location. Chris 1707D in the chat, nice to see you there. Great performance, by the way, yesterday night. As currently it's going to be Totexi who takes the lead according to the ranking on the left. Though no big lead yet. It's going to be Amos right behind him, Cavan as well. The Brazilian searching as well. It's going to be a tight rounding.
It'll be a really, really tight run marking. I believe the Japanese Totexi in the lead. I would say Guti Jr. is also in a great position at the moment. They're going a little bit longer because the left wing shift is coming right now. And seems Amos Di Benedetto took the lead here.
Yep, and they're going to have to watch out for Cavan. Can Cavan sneak through? He cannot and takes the penalty. Mora Di Napoli as well, and it's going to be Amos Di Benedetto.
Yeah, really, really nice performance from the sailor from Sicily. Second position for Totexi. Third position for someone we know really well, Team Shadowsail.
Exactly. As the boats launch their kites, take up some speed, and it's going to be the beginning of that first downwind. As the wind pressure comes in, Totexi going at 14 knots. Shadowsail behind, but being slowed down by all the wind shadow of the boats behind him. So that's probably going to allow Totexi and Amos Di Benedetto to perhaps create a gap between them and the rest of the fleet.
They were also really lucky because they are going with the puff. So right now they're staying in the path and they're going really, really fast. At the moment, Amos Di Benedetto is losing some speed against the Japanese sailor.
We can see the speed difference Cabin finds over here on your screen going at almost 7 knots, but not quite. The taxi just seconds ago was going at 11 knots, currently going at almost 9, dropping down to 8 as he battles with Amos. Let's have a closer look.
Yeah, the battle for the first will be really interesting because at the moment Amos have the opportunity to choose, but seems a big wind shift is going to change a lot for them. And seems to taxi took the first position thanks for an amazing wind shift.
Yeah,
that brought
very
him in.
close to the mark. Unfortunately, takes the penalty as he was tacking.
Yeah, really nice call here from you, Oscar. He was tacking. Amos Di Benedetto just running the mark. He cannot tack that close to the mark without risking something. And the battle for the first is again, but now I think we should look for the battle.
For the third. Between Shadow Sail is going to be rounding the mark in third position. Cabin Finds taking the mark on the left. Is going to be rounding it in fourth. And might have taken the lead from Shadow Sail by choosing that left mark in the gate. Dudang is very close. The Turkish Umut as well. And right behind them is the Spanish Lucy Jr.
I'm not surprised to see 4 people that did a final, 3 players that did a final on the top 4 position. So at the moment we see that the quality of the past year is still meaning something even in 2025.
Yep. And I think for the rest of the race, well, we're gonna keep, well, Amos Di Benedetto and Taxi are gonna keep their lead on the rest of the fleet. And then we're probably gonna have a small split with the next 5 boats and then the remainder of the fleet. Again, it's going to be 5 races with all the players, and then the top 20 go into the Gold Series. The top 6 at the end of the Gold Series are those who qualify for the semifinals, which are happening next Saturday at 20 UTC. So,
same time
a day earlier.
Risky move here from Amos Di Benedetto, leaving the right-hand side to taxi. Let's see if the wind shift, left wind shift that is coming right now is going to help him after that.
Well, they're staying pretty close to each other. Do you think they're going to risk fighting hard for that first place, or do you think they should just be content with whatever place they end up with when they start that downwind?
I think they will fight a lot because the rest of the fleet is really far behind. Amos Di Benedetto is not someone who is leaving the race over there to be lost in that way. And I believe they play fair until they see that Shadow Sail and the rest of the group is coming closer.
Yep.
Let's see with the hoist of the kite.
Exactly, picking up some speed. Amos Di Benedetto does that right after. The taxi is gonna start that last downwind, but Amos is very close behind. He can still put him in his wind shadow, so we'll see if they decide to fight for that first place or if they are content with first and second, respectively. Let's switch to Shadow Sail at the mark rounding, followed by Cabin Finds. Looks like they have a small gap between them and the 5th position, which is going to be the French Dudang 972.
Thank you for the French name, because for me it will be it will be a nightmare. This tonight we have Shadow Sail that, thank God, use an English name. Julie, we have Beberin Viper, We
Yeah.
have
We have breast
only
power.
brass power, but yeah, but brass power is still in
I think we
English.
do have like
Dodeng.
maybe 6 French over here. How many Italians?
We have
5
Velista
Italians?
71.
4 Italians?
Yeah. Velista, Luka Kozlovic, Amos, and Mor. I do not see Mor anymore though. Here in 12th.
Yeah.
Look at
Let's
the button on the
switch
front.
back.
In the front.
Yeah. I was just about to say, let's switch to Totexi and Amos Di Benedetto. They're very close to each other.
Amos is in a really risky position over there. A jab from Totexi can give him a penalty. He tried to attack right now. Totexi should jab already. He's going all the way. Amos tried to attack again. Totexi is keeping the overlap broken. Amos jab again. Let's see if he can go closer to the final.
That's a very tight
And
finish, and I think Amos takes it. Meanwhile, Shadow Sail and Cabin Fiance are also neck and neck for that 3rd place. As a Sarah Sailing saying, French squad looking strong.
Seems the French have a slight advantage over the British sailor.
Yeah, Shadow Sail takes 3rd place. Cabin Fiance is gonna be 4th. Aguzzi Jr. I am back, hopefully with a better bike.
Seems is good. Hi, Oscar.
Hi, Alberto. And we have the start for race number 2.
Amazing. 1 minute with the laser now. With the Ilka, sorry. So, what do you think about after the first race? Any big surprise?
Sorry, looks
Okay.
like my mic and my headsets is having some connection issues.
No worries. I'm going to describe the race now. 15 seconds to the start. A lot of more boats on the race committee, all packed over there. There is a little bit more room in the center right part. 2 seconds to the start. Everybody bear away, and then great start. Seems that everybody was in with the Italian flag. We have Luka Kozlovic a little bit behind. We have Amos Di Benedetto in 17th, but just because he is on the right hand side. He is looking for the left wing shift that is coming after this right wing shift. Let's see if he's going to take that. I believe Foiled and Korba are risking a little bit, while in the meantime Daichan with a massive right wing shift is in the lead. Let's see how long the right wing shift will stay. Some trouble at the moment for Shadow Sail, that is blocked by Dodeng, now attacking and slamming in front of Dimstry, but BBM Viper doing similar things over there. Penalty for Dustboot from Oswald, that after a really tight attack, he lost that. Situation over there. Seems right now the left wing shift is coming in from the people on the left. Maybe the one in the lead is Foil so far. Let's see if the right wing shift is actually can catch the center and the right part of the racing area. At the moment, still small left wing shift. Taxi is in a great position. Depends which one will be the predominant wind, if the right wing shift that is here or the massive left wing shift that is coming down on the left hand side. You can see on the right hand side of the screen now, you can see a dark patch. That one will be a left wing shift coming down. Let's see if we can advantage the people on the left hand side like foil.
Yep, we will see what happens actually, because we have the two leaders of the first race, the Texi completely on the right, and we have Amos completely on the left.
Interesting challenge here.
Yep. And quick shout out to Stud Coach in the chat. Hi, top 6 predictions gonna be Pepito, so Shadow Sail, Foiled, Green 9, Kevin Fiance, Luka Kozlovic, and Ozur. As his top 6 prediction for the semi-finalists. So Texi has tacked over here. We see Green 9 going a bit wider towards the ley line. So does Julie Fra, as Morgan Napoli is reaching that ley line as well. Meanwhile, on the left, Amazi Benedetto is on the ley line. And we will see how this is gonna unfold when Foiled 1 tacks.
As you can see, Taxi is a little bit in the pack. You need to find a place where you cannot get a penalty, and that's not the case. He's 15th at the moment.
Yeah, as we see, Amazi Benedetto managing to find a spot for him to sneak in between Kevin Fiance and Donny, the two British sailors, as Foiled 1 takes the lead into that first downwind in the Ilka race.
And to be honest, Korba is a nice surprise over there, the Polish sailor. It's one of the wildcard for the Polish Federation, so he did not qualify through the KO. So he doesn't have a lot of the experience that other sailor has. And it's really a nice surprise to see him that good in this race.
Yep, quickly gonna explain how these sailors have reached the playoff this season. We've had 6 challenges. Each challenge had their knockout. So the top 40 of each challenge would play in the knockouts. Top 3 of each of the knockouts would head over to the semifinals, while the 4th to 10th included would go into the playoffs.
For the podium, 2nd and 3rd position, while Amos Di Benedetto is a little bit stuck with Maradoni and the Green 9 for the last part. Nice running of the mark for all 5 top sailor here. And really well done for Foil and Korba that maintain that kind of separation. Korba and Caban are really close one to each other. That will be a really interesting battle that will be developed after that. So we're looking forward to see what is going to happen. Amos Di Benedetto going all the way to the left, try to catch the left wing shift, same so another left wing shift. Green 9 is now following the rest of the fleet. Von Pigeon in an amazing 7th position, still in the top 10. Let's see how this one will unfold. It seems a left wing shift is coming soon. As you can see, all the ley line are starting to slightly move closer to the big part of the fleet. That means seems a change on the wind shift here. Though the position of Amos Di Benedetto underneath the sail of Korba hit pretty badly, and he lost another position with 5th. Foiled 1 continue in the lead, I would say unopposed at the moment. Really well done for the Swedish sailor that he was in the that he was in Stockholm, but not as a player, but as a tournament administrator. Chris, how many go through to the next round after? So after we finish the first 5 races, top 20 will go to the Gold Fleet, and from the top 20 in the Gold Fleet, only the top 6 will move to the semi-final, where they will encounter the 18 players that are coming from the knockouts, and the 7 players as a wild card from the federation that are involved in the eSailing project. At the moment, some trouble for Korba, losing 1 position by a penalty given by Green 9. He forced too much over there, and now he is in trouble. Foiled with at the moment 100 and more here of advantage. Is free to go for a nice win, while Cavan and Green 9 are kind of close, but Amos Di Benedetto is blocking the possibility for Green 9 to get another position by putting himself in the middle. And I believe the position will be staying like this if nothing happened. 5th position for Korba, that after the penalty lost the opportunity to cover. 6th position and blocked by Von Pigeon is Maradoni. 7th will be a tight battle between Moro di Napoli and Von Pigeon. In 9th position is a Shadow Sail that after the first performance is keeping inside the top 10. Nice performance from the Hungarian Das Boot. Svigaya in 11th, Wouter van der Wouter in 12th, Ozwil in 13th. Also another tight finish over there, as the mark is slightly closer. The race committee is slightly closer than the pin end. And after that, we will see Guti Jr. in 15th position, losing 19th, sorry. Antilla Aquila closing in the back of the fleet, 24th, after a really great first performance.
And we're back, hopefully with a better mic. Sorry about that, that was my bad. Microphone was acting up, so hopefully you can hear me better and you can still hear Alberto when he is talking. I don't know if the I don't know if the questions in the chat have been no worries. Don't know what questions have been answered in the chat, so I'll just go over them again. How many go to the next round after meta races? If there's no meta races, you're probably thinking about the Gold Series. It's the top 20 overall after 5 races who go to the Gold Series, then top 6 go to the semi-final. And I see that actually people, Type Coach and Anna have been have already replied. And yeah, thanks for letting us know, Type Coach. Hopefully this is better. Let us know if someone's volume is too loud or not. I had to switch mics, so it's not the one that I usually use. As 11 seconds to go before they can cross that start line in the 49er, race number 3, 2 more to go.
That's really an interesting start here, with a lot of people that want to go to the right hand side because there is a massive right wing shift coming down that will advantage all the sail on the right hand side. Seems even if Dimstry and LTA rather are in the lead at the moment, after the massive right wing shift, it would change everything. I believe foiled Umut, Johannes Banschen and Amos are the one in the lead. As you can you see from the screen that there is a massive dark side on the right hand side of the screen. That one will means more wind. The 49er is the only boat that accelerates in a massive path, so there is the opportunity also to go much faster. Dimsry is going actually 2 knots slower than Foiled, Amos, and Johannes Bansen, so it will be difficult for him to come back. But there is also another massive left wing shift over there. Let's see who is going to be right at the end of this leg. Nice slam dunk from Amos Di Benedetto over the Turkish Umut. That is forced to stay a little bit more on the right, and as you can see, is going now 0.2 knots, a little bit less than Amos, because they're not in the path anymore. As you can see, also people like Shadow Sail is going a little bit faster than Amos Di Benedetto because they're close to the path, and Cavan finds the same. I want to keep an eye on Dimstery because he is flying at the moment at 12 knots all the way to the left hand side. He is the only one. He is on a path, or we're winning here or we are insanely losing. And let's see how it's going to happen. At the moment, another right wing shift is coming really soon. Amos Di Benedetto is stacking, Foil is stacking on him. Foil get the first position. At the moment, Amos is struggling behind his Shadow Sail, while Moro di Napoli, Johannes Bansen, and the rest of the fleet are coming starboard over there.
And Dimstery still has quite a way to go, so it's not going to overtake any of these boats over here. And then Foiled, we'll see if he can make this in one tack, but I think he's going to have to double tack to round that mark.
Yeah, this will be difficult for him because he's now making Johannes Bansen struggling a little bit, and the Shadow Sail is getting the second position.
Yep, so Fold managed to keep his position despite that double tack. Though Shadow Sail and, as you said, Johannes Bansen are getting very close, so we'll see how that downwind goes. Downwind is less efficient of a battle with the 49er, but if they're very close to each other like that, the wind shadow can still have an effect. Behind them is going to be the Cuban SV Gaia, Turkish Umut. Amos is in 6. I'm currently looking at the top 6 overall, so we have Cavan Fines, our leader, tied with Amos Di Benedetto.
Amos Di Benedetto going for a crazy move here. He saw a puff on all the left hand side of the racing area. He's going through that massive patches in front of him. Let's see if he can catch it. And flying at the moment, he's losing a lot of positions. Let's see if that bet was worth it or not. In the moment, Foil in first position, Shadow Sail in second, Johannes Bansen in third.
So on the left, they're going at 17 knots. I want to get an eye on Amos again. He still hasn't reached the 17 knots bar. But he's alone, so he won't be having to worry about any wind shadow of any sort.
Yeah, that was, I believe, the idea behind that move.
Meanwhile, they're still following each other for the one Shadow Sail. Johannes, SV Gaia, and Umut are still behind them. I want to say that it's a... where's Amos? He's 7th according to the ranking on the left. And we also see a little patch of players actually following his technique, the likes of Das Boot behind him, as the top 3 have now rounded the mark.
So Amos' bet didn't pay off, but he still did not lose so much. Lucky that Moro di Napoli double tacked over there to avoid Umut dirty wind. SV Gaia over there traveling also Umut, so Everybody there trying to tack a lot to stay in the clearest wind possible. At the moment, impressive job by the Swedish foiled, keeping the first position. Seems the fleet is pretty standard. Everybody is going on the right hand side except to avoid being covered. But seems the race is pretty obvious here. But right now there is a small change. People sailing to the right hand side to see if that small path could be helpful to gain a couple of 100 meters. And I believe yeah, the wind is pretty straight all over the race. 11.2 for most of the fleet except the first Vigaya, 11.3, so nothing massive here happening. Let's see as Vigaya in the moment he is going out from the path. It's time to tack and as Vigaya 10.4 at the moment. You need to stay in that path, you need to stay in that wind to get the best out of it.
And Amos very close behind. Where is Cavan?
Cavan is in 10th position all the way to the right.
Okay, Amos, we've seen him, he's a 6. Foiled 1 currently first, Shadow Sail currently second, so that's probably going to change a bit in the rankings for the overall leaderboard. We still have 3 races to go, including this one, before we head over to the top 20 only.
Yeah.
As Foiled 1 is going to start his last downwind, followed by Shadow Sail and Johannes Bansen. Looks like we've increased the gap between these 3 sailors, so we'll see what Johannes decides to do, if he follows Foiled into the darker zones on the left, or if he decides to go with Shadow Sail on the right.
Yeah. I believe everybody is forced now to do the jibe after the tack, after the mark here, because there is a much stronger wind. As you can see, even Shadow Sail right now is going like 1 knot slower than the rest of the fleet behind. I believe they're in a path that actually is closing up the gap from behind. So the boat behind are actually catching up on the boat in front because they're going much faster. You see Svigaya going 17, 18 knots, while Luka Kozlovic, for example, is going at 20.
Remind me where Luka Kozlovic is, so that you can get it on the screen to compare.
He is nearby Amos. The one in the back are catching up with the one in the front. They're going 1 knot faster. So I believe the gap will be closer. Penalty for Moro di Napoli at the moment that is risking a little bit. He's lost a few positions.
Yeah, that allowed Amos to or sail through. With the 10-second slowdown, you're going to be losing quite a bit of speed, especially in the fastboat with the 49er. You want to avoid that. Let's head over to Shadow Sail and Johannes Bansen neck and neck for that 2nd and 3rd place. Shadow Sail is going to take 2, Johannes is going to take 3, Umut is going to take 4th, and then it's going to be very close between Svigaya and Dudang. Let's head over to a bit further back in the fleet. Velista alone on the left, and then we're going to have a group of boats. And Green-Eye, Gucci Jr., and I couldn't get to read the others. Let's again switch to what's happening towards the back of the fleet. We have Death Boot over here between Vuter and the British Vit Maradani. And looks like Donnie is going to be the one closing race number 3 for that playoff 2, there we have it, ranking on your screen. First, Foiled 1, second, Shadow Sail, third, Johannes Bansen, fourth, Umuts, fifth, SV Gaia, 6, Dudang, 7, Amos Di Benedetto, 8, Moro Di Napoli, 9 for Judy Fra, 10 for Luka Kozlovic, 11 for Velita 71 LDNLN, 12 for Ozu, 13 for Guti Jr., 14 for Von Pigeon, 15 for Totexi, 16 for Cav, 19 for Aquila and Kila, 20 for Korba, 21 for Daichan, 22 for Breast Power, 23 for Searching, 24 for Rother, 25 for Kanako, 26 Dimstery, 27 Vuter, 28 Desput, and 29 Vit Maradoni. Looks like the results have been updated, and next race is starting in 3 minutes at 47.
Amazing thing we're going to see right now, because boat is kind of wide, racing starting line is not. We saw in the previous race that even if all the boats are in the same line, they're kind of struggling to find their own space. Think about when the boat is twice larger than that. And we have the start. At the moment, committee boat is a little bit closer to the mark than the pin. A left wing shift, massive left wing shift is coming down. There is a right wing shift that is going to pop up for a slight moment, but after that will be all left wing shift. So probably people starting really fast on the left hand side would be the craziest way to do it, but if you can manage to do that, it will be amazing.
We'll see what they choose to do. 30 seconds to go. The boat's still trying to place themselves in the start line again. You want to avoid the penalties with the Knocker 17 because it's a very fast boat, so if you take a penalty, then those who don't are just going to put some meters on you, which is just going to be harder for you to catch up afterwards. So nailing the start is important.
Yeah.
As we see several boats trying to do a pin end start, taking a penalty. That was the case for Foiled 1, I believe.
Look at the magic that Doding pulled off. He managed to have the opportunity to tuck in front of the rest of the fleet, and only one that is close to him is Maradoni, and probably maybe Velista 71, with Luka Kozlovic, Moro Di Napoli, until Aquila and Amos Di Benedetto over there to try to keep the pace of these 5 sailors.
Yep, as we see support in the chat from Vicente for SV Gaia the Cuban. Where is SV Gaia? Currently 27th. On the second or third line of the fleet. And Stipe Coach saying, what a start by Maradoni. Currently second overall, neck and neck with Dudang, the yellow boat you see above there. As Donnie decides to tack.
Taxing penalty at the moment, Dudang tacking in front of Maradoni.
Who decides to tack again to avoid any wind shadow.
To be honest, even Foiled did an amazing start. Yeah.
Where's
still in the top.
Foil is on fire
Fourth.
again.
Yeah.
Hopefully I didn't jinx it by saying that.
Oh, penalty from Amos Di Benedetto to Von Pigeon. There are few penalties here. And finally we see Julie Fra, that is one of the player who did the most number of knockouts. They should be a really expert right now in this format. Let's see if the experience could be useful to him.
Yeah, we had a bit of a chat between him and me yesterday after the K Championship, and he thinks that he's cursed because for every final that he has done this year, whether it's the knockout in the eSailing World Championship or the knockouts in the K Championship, if you need to qualify sixth, like if you needed to be sixth, he would be seventh. If you needed to be first, he would be second. If you needed to be third, he would be fourth. He's always missing the mark by one spot. And so he's hoping that tonight is going to be another story. Currently, he's 9th overall with 33 points. So clearly in the top half.
So you jinx it by telling him he is going to be 7th, right?
No, I didn't jinx him by saying that he thinks that he's cursed.
Okay, fine.
And we see Esther Aduma supporting Wouter from Netherlands, I believe. If I lost him in the ranking.
Yeah.
Yeah, there he is.
He is 12th at the moment. 11th, 12th. He's looking at the fight between Daichan, Grey9, BBM Repair, and Luka Kozlovic, where Luka Kozlovic seems to have the upper hand. If he can bear away a little bit and try to put his bow in front of the opponent's one. Grey9 though is going half a knot faster, is going 2 degrees deeper. He is in a puff. They should be only there, but Grey9 call it much earlier and he gained few position from that.
Yep, as they approach the gates, each deciding to go on a separate path. Luka Kozlovic is going to go a bit wider before attacking. And we see LT Rother with Beban Viper forcing Beban Viper to on a bit on that starboard tack. Before switching to port, Dudang is still in first. Donnie is still in second.
Dudang at the moment is 6th and Donnie is in 12th position.
Yeah, but Donnie is going at 15.2 while Dudang is going at 14.2. Donnie was going slightly faster for a moment there.
Probably he tried to bear away to...
Yeah, I forgot to check the angles. Gucci Jr. is in third and Foiled One still in his 4th/5th place.
I believe he is the youngest. He is not even 18. I believe he's 16.
Gucci Jr.
So, Gucci Jr. Yeah. So, really well done from the new generation here coming really fast in this playoff 2. At the moment he's in 10th position. He is only 8th position from the 6th. But it is Dudang, so that will be a problem. But the question is, where is Cavan?
Cavan
is in
22nd next to Von Pigeon in 23rd, and we have a question from Chris. Hawkeye Donnie not using any helpers, so these races are played in arenas, and so for everyone to be more or less on the same footing, race helps are forced onto every boat, so they cannot choose to have them or not. They will have every race help.
Yeah, probably, but he cannot like press best VMG and
yeah,
stuff
he can
like
choose not to press best VMG or choose not to take into account the ley lines or all of that. But I believe he's also one of the players that doesn't play often with race helps. I'm not sure about that.
And to be honest, the Nacro 17 is the only boat that allow you to perform really, really well without the helps. So the other boat you will risk too much by focusing only on where you're going, on how fast you're going rather than where you're going. Nacra allow you to work on both of that at the same time in an easy way.
Yep. Well, these two boats, I don't think they're going to switch, so it's going to be Dudang in first, Donnie in second, Guti Jr. in third, and he has a bit of a gap, but not that much, with Julie Fra, but Julie Fra has Foiled One just breathing down his neck right behind him.
I believe it will
have a
be an
straight
interesting
line,
battle
yeah.
between
Everyone,
Foiled and Julifra. Yeah.
yeah, everyone decided to take the same tack. I don't see anyone going completely on the right or left. So the positions are likely not going to change that much. So Foiled one here attacks
You
over
can see an
Julifra.
attack. Yeah, nicely done by Foiled.
Yeah, and Julifra
But
decides to go
he
over
gave the
him.
side.
And this is going to be a tight finish between these two.
No,
With Dust Boot
Doding
coming in
didn't
as
cross
well.
the finish line. Doding didn't cross the finishing line.
Come on, Dudang.
Doding, yeah?
Yeah, he did.
He still, yeah, he did now. He's 6th.
What happened? Did he miss the finish line? I was focusing on Julifra and Foiled looked like. We'll see, because Foiled 1, Julifra, and Dust Boot were all arriving on the same second. Meanwhile, behind we see SV Gaia here with Moro di Napoli, Velista 71, Korba, Antila Aquila, and Breast Power coming in here to close the march.
So coming from Scotland, GBR, by the way, that are closing all of them together. 1 minute for the next race.
Exactly, start signal has been given. It's going to be in the far east 28R, like the J70, but not like the J70. With well, different kind of strategy actually than the J70.
Yeah, it's really similar to his smallest friend, but is less, is more easier to handle. He is a little bit softer to the maneuver. I believe has a more all-around. It's wider, so more penalties will be given. And 16 minutes to the start, and he is packed nearby race committee. And right now is spreading out, but I see a Polish in a second. Second side, and a nice start from Velista 71, forcing, I believe, Julifra, laughing up Julifra, giving an unfortunate penalty. And
that was a good start by Foiled 1 as well. He was that gray slash green color boat near the committee boat. He found a space just between the committee boat and the rest of the fleet. And Will is now taking the lead again.
Yeah, and look who is just behind him. Shadow Sail, Amos Di Benedetto. So I believe that, and Von Pigeon, so I believe that is the right way to go. But
yep,
the massive left wing shift coming down.
Yeah, so that's why they're all attacking. Let's so you have a top view of the course. The water seems darker on the left side, and if you look at the windstocks as well, you can see the shift coming in. Future shifts as well.
And what about Maradoni and Korba? They went all the way to the left.
Well, let's see if that pays off.
Great start also from the Japanese Totexi, I believe, right?
Yeah, Totexi had a great first race, arriving first, and then kind of fell in the middle with race number 2, 3, 4, 27th, 15th, and 13th. Currently sitting at 56 points. And again, it's going to be the top 20. 20th currently is Baban Viper with 71 points. But he is not safe in that 20th position, as we have Das Boot with 72 points, so just 1 point behind. 73 points for Ozul, 78 points for Korba. So no one is really out yet.
No, yes.
And this is the last race. Last race for them to qualify in that top 20. for the Gold Series, and then in the Gold Series it's going to be only 20 boats, and the top 6 go into the semifinal. Then from the semifinal, well, as you said earlier, it's going to be the sum of the players from playoff 1. From playoff 2, we have wildcards from M&As, and it's going to be 10 of them going into the grand final.
Foiled in the lead, Von Pigeon in second, Grey 9 in second position. Von Pigeon missed the mark, so third position is for Velista, fourth for Amos.
There's a lot of penalties in here.
A lot of penalties. Let's see if Luka Kozlovic, by being higher than everybody else, can manage to cover all of them and pass, or is just stuck with the Spinnaker up, and right now he has to suffer over that.
And well, let's see if Green 9, Velista 71, or Amos can do something to foiled 1. Still on fire. Currently first, can he keep it?
Velista 71 at the moment, 83.26th position. It's really in a... If we finish like this, it will be really, really close to the top 20. But not sure if it will be in.
Well, let's hope for him to be in.
Fighting against his old friend, the Grey 9, and everybody now is going for... Grey 9 going for the race committee because it's slightly lower, while Velista 71 is going for the left-hand one that is slightly higher. Massive right-wing shift is coming, so that's why Breast Power, for example, is not tacking even if he's being covered. And the right-wing shift actually hit Green 9, that is keeping his second position, but not from a bigger advantage here.
Yeah, foiled is going 0.1, 0.2 knots faster. Now they're going at the same speed with the same angle. I saw 37 degrees over there by foiled. Well, Green 9 stays at 36. And foiled is a bit alone over there, actually. If you get the top view, you have foiled on the left of your screen and then everyone else on the right.
Yeah. That would be interesting because at the moment there is a right-wing shift. At the moment foil is losing so many positions. But the left-wing shift is coming where he is, while all the other has a right-wing shift. So impossible to say what is going to happen, but I believe the Green 9 and Filippo Lanfranchi Velista 71 are in the lead.
Yeah, it's going to be very close with that when they tack. Green 9 decides to tack now. Velista 71 waited a bit to be closer to the ley line. Foil going at 7.3 knots, Green 9 6.7 knots. And you see a 10-degree difference between the two boats.
Yeah. It will be interesting to understand if a foil can take the inside of a Velista 71.
Looks like Velista 71 is not going to let that happen. So
Velista 71 is fast, but is not really good with penalties. So, see, well, he broke the overlap.
Green 9 taking the lead. Foil 1 is gonna go to take third, and well, they've switched position. Foil takes third. Green 9 and Velista 71 go up by 1. We'll see how they fight in that last downwind. Will Foiled absolutely want his first place, or is he gonna be content with a third? He has a 19-point lead on second position, Shadow Sail. Speaking of
due to the fight between Breast Power and Searching, the top 4 now have a big separation with the rest of the fleet, with Von Pigeon being attacked by Breast Power, and Luka Kozlovic is the only one who's splitting, but at the moment is not worth that split.
Yeah, I was probably hoping to catch that puff, but looks like it's trying to avoid them. Going slightly faster than them. Green 9 still going on port tack. At least the 71 decided to jibe a bit further away. Foiled 1 still over there. Looks like
You get the second, right? Huh?
it's gonna be close. So Green 9 is gonna take first. That's for sure.
Green 9
and
is
then
first.
I think Velisa 71 takes second. Foiled 1 takes third. Amos takes fourth. Luca is not gonna reach the line before Von Pigeon. So LTO Rother and Trap Breast Power are now crossing the finish line. Yeah, I wanted to see where Shadow Sail was. He's currently second overall with 31 points, but 20th in this race. We'll see at what position he finishes, because we do also have a lot of boats on the right over there. And looks like we have several of the current top 6 in the back of the fleet.
Yeah.
And we'll have a look at that right after. They're very close, so it can really be anyone. Up to well, with 3 races to go still, it can actually be really everyone. The top 20 could still mathematically be in. As the start procedure has been launched for this first race in the Gold Series, it's going to be in the Star. What can we say about the Star, Alberto?
It's a boat that you needed to or be first with a big amount, or you needed to have a lot of friends that do not want to cover you. You need to have played fair so far, because when someone is onto you, you cannot be stuck. You are being stuck with them, no matter what you are going to do. So difficult boat to start. It's risky. You can lose a lot of points here. Be nice. This is the boat that you have to be nice to be a top performer here.
Yep, as boats are lining up, 13 seconds to go. Fairly evenly spread out. We don't have a bunch on the committee boat. We do have maybe slightly more boats towards the pin end. And that's a very even start for all the boats who did not do a false start.
Foiled at the moment is still a little bit packed over there. I believe not one of his worst start of the night.
Yeah, he is between searching and Von Pigeon decides to slow down a bit. Get some more space. Yeah, he can't do anything over there. He's a bit stuck over here and takes 20th spots. Look at us jinxing him. Gucci Jr. is first according to the ranking on the left. And next to him is going to be the Argentinian LT Rother.
Yeah. Massive left wing shift at the moment. Right wing shift is coming down, but another left wing shift is coming right after that. So difficult to position yourself in a nice way. I believe Amos Di Benedetto was just beside Foiled during the start, and right now he's in 6th position. So look what a matter of few seconds, few direction is going to change.
Yep. He took first place. He kind of forced all the boats over here that you see to tack as well, because he was on starboard tack, so he had right away. And now looks like Shadow Sail is taking the lead before he tacks again. SD guy on his right.
I believe that Shadow Sail and SV Gaia are the leader of this race. And Maradoni, Von Pigeon, and Searching are in a great position. Foiled seems to unfold a little bit of the mess he was in, so it's not kind of last anymore. But the big surprise from Velisa 71 and the Green 9, two of the oldest that know this boat really, really well. And they're stuck in the middle of the fleet for this first race of the Gold Series of the Playoff 2.
Yep, and I've just seen in the chat Robel showing support for Foiled as Kuchia Anna followed us on the channel. Thank you for the follow, Anna. Hope you're doing well. Shadow Sail is going to be the first one to reach the mark.
Yep.
He is 4 points behind third Dudang and 1 point ahead of Cavan in fifth. As Searching, I believe, takes a penalty for touching the mark. And Von Pigeon takes a penalty as well, 18. Love Sailing showing his support for SV Gaia from Cuba.
Yep.
Shadow Sail starts. The first downwind of the star race, followed closely by SV Gaia. This is gonna be interesting between these top 3, top 4 maybe boats. No one really covering each other, so we have Shadow Sail going on the right. Cavan Fiance is gonna stay on the middle, and SV Gaia takes the left.
And the difficult part is to understand where to position to do not be covered. For example, Shadow Sail, if he need to go to the mark, but sooner or later he will be caught up by Cavan, while SV Gaia found a safer solution over there. So he's definitely going much faster.
Yeah, we have SV Gaia going at 8 knots, Shadow Sail going at 7.8. Same as Cavan Fiance, who is himself kind of trapped between a lot of wind shadows. As the leaders are approaching the gates, Shadow Sail still in the lead, is going to round that gate first, staying on the right side. SV Gaia goes on the left, and Cavan Fiance follow Shadow Sail, but tacks immediately.
Nice battle between Maradona and Guti Jr. with LTA Rotor gaining on both of them. Penalty on Amos Di Benedetto.
And Searching currently 4th, followed by the Argentinian and the British Von Pigeon. Where's Von Pigeon overall? Von Pigeon is 14th with 69 points. Nice.
Yep.
And LTA Rother is 19th with 85 points.
The interesting will be SV Gaia, that is at the moment in 16th.
Yeah.
And
the 5th position, the 6th position is currently Green 9 with 52 points. So he's 22 points behind currently.
Yeah.
Which
interesting also for also for LTA Rudder and Searching, that are all of them in a little bit of a pickle at the moment, but they're still in the top 10 here.
Yeah.
So
Searching is
some mix-up will happen.
He's 5-10. He's 15 points behind 6th. So 3 races of 20, 16 points difference can still be like caught up.
Interesting also to see Foiled in the back of the fleet. First time tonight.
Yeah, well, he had a unfortunate start. And got trapped between 2 boats.
Yeah.
Couldn't do anything, and then just lost some distance. And once you're behind in the star with the wind shadow, will start losing a bit, and it's gonna be harder for you to catch up afterwards. Even if the downwind still has a long wind shadow and you still have leeway there, it is still the top 20 of the playoffs, so it's only good players who are going to be able to defend their position. Shadow Sail starts the last downwind. He is pursued by SV Gaia himself, being pursued by Cabin Fiance as the rest of the fleet unfolds behind them. Searching going on the left, Donnie on the right. LTA Rother stays on Cabin Fiance. Scooty Jr. stays on Donnie. And then, well, Shadow Sail, as I was turning the camera, decided to jibe towards the right and take the middle of the course. SV Gaia is trying to get out of Searching's and Cabin Fiance's wind shadow by steering towards the left ley line over here. And Shadow Sail has no one to cover him.
Yeah, so amazing finish for Shadow Sail, that he's putting his hand on the qualification this way. Before I was on a risky position with 50 points, 2 points away from the 6th position.
Yep.
Right now, he's
Green
getting
Knight
really
is Green Knight's in 14th, 13th currently, and he's the one. Yeah. He's the current 6th with 52 points. But let's watch this finish between these 4 boats: SV Gaia, Searching, Cabin Fiance, and Rother, with Guti Jr. on their right. And looks like LT Rother might fall behind slightly. SV Gaia is gonna take 3rd. We have a penalty on Cabin Fiance put by Searching. Gucci Jr. over there took a penalty as he was also finishing Julie Fra in 9. Will Amos be able to take it from him? No, Julie Fra is going to confirm his 9 spot. And it's going to be close between Dudang and Amos. Green 9 in 15, Johannes in 17 or 16, and then Velista 71 is the one in March. And all of them are still in contention. Can still easily do it.
So do you think now?
Yep.
Sorry. Now we have the offshore boat.
Yes.
One of the oldest boats in the game. Do you think experience is going to play some importance on this one, or is a different boat from the beginning, so people with a lot of experience doesn't matter so much?
So here's my take on the experience. I think experience is going to play a lot in like in-person finals, because the pressure is completely different. I think that when we're doing online knockout, there's things like that. I don't think experience is going to have that much of an impact. You can maybe manage your stress more and all of that, but it's minor to compare to like your skill level or anything like that. So I think skill is definitely going to prevail over here.
Okay. It's interesting right now to see that everybody wants to be on the right hand side at all costs.
Yep, everyone is bunched up together near the committee.
And I'm surprised to see no false start here.
No false start, but looks like we have foiled Stuck. He was stuck on the committee boat, taking a 31, and again that's a very unconventional start from him if we're judging by all the starts that he's done in the first 5 races.
You know that with a 20th position, he'll still be 3rd, right?
He's still 3rd, but if he repeats that a 3rd time...
Yeah. He doesn't deserve to be there.
You know, he's
putting himself at risk. If you do 3 times the last one. Yeah, absolutely. And that's this is the nice of this event.
Because it's Julie Fra who takes 1st place according to the ranking on the right, but he's gonna cross paths with who's that black boat? Is that Shadow Sail? Shadow Sail putting a penalty on him, and Julie Fra could not pass in front of him or avoid the collision, and he is now trapped
between several tacks, and it's just picking up penalty upon penalty. Shadow Sail meanwhile takes the first place, followed by Searching, who is on the right ley line over here. Shadow Sail tacking over SV Gaia, Green 9, and Velista 71. And RG Tyler, Shadow Sail new player or old? He's young in age, but he is old in the game.
Yeah, he did 3 finals.
He's our Olympic champion.
Yeah.
So I'll try to I'll let you try to guess who Shadow Sail is, but you definitely know who it is.
Here we see like a few 100,000 penalties, so it's even difficult to commentate what is going to happen. At the moment, the fleet is split in two. One branch going on the right-hand side with Searching in the lead, Shadow Sail in second, third for Green 9. But on the other hand, Velista and Luka Kozlovic are there with a different path. They're slightly lower, but they're absolutely free of cover, and this is, I believe, one of the most important things right now. And a massive left wing shift is coming next, so people are trying to defend that left hand side.
Yep, Searching is followed closely by Shadow Sail, Green 9, Velista 71 takes the right one. And so it's gonna be tough for Julifra, who needs to fight against Green 9 for that 6th, but unfortunately fell down to 18, while Green 9 is second.
What do you think of a foil to come back to 12 right now after an amazing down?
12, yeah, so these penalties definitely helped him a lot at the mark roundings. That's the tricky part of this boat with the offshore racer. It's a very long boat. You have this long bowsprit in front, but it stays quite agile. So which is why it's probably one of the boats where we see a lot of penalties, where the most penalties. But good for him if he manages to get out of that. I'm gonna say uncommon start.
Yep.
And manage to climb up 8 places after that. And hopefully he can keep him, as Searching is going to reach the top mark. And let's see who between Shadow Sail, Green 9 and Velista 71 is going to take second. It looks like Shadow Sail is going to take second place, as Green 9 sails are right behind him, followed by Velista 71 and Dudang in 5th.
Another
again,
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 penalties here.
A lot of penalties at the mark rounding. Von Pigeon, Julifra, Johannes, the taxi, Mardani. And well, looks like Searching managed to pull away from the rest of the fleet.
Yeah.
Shadow Sail decided to tack on the on the ley line, while the rest, Dudang, Green 9, Velista, decided to continue further towards the exterior ley line.
Yeah. Nice battle here, but no casualties, I will say. Position are kind of locked from the last downwind, from the upwind mark.
Green 9 almost managed to take that second place from Shadow Sail, looks like it. Let's switch to the back. We have Julifra in 15, 13 for Von Pigeon, LT Rother in 9, Amos in 10. So he managed to climb up by quite a bit.
Yep.
And then from Cuba Svigaya, it looks like he is going to be the one closing the march. Let's have a look at the final rankings over here.
Understand that in the way. I always pronounce it as the Italian way, so
What's the Italian way?
Duding.
Dudinga. Okay.
So because I never find someone that can actually teach me how to say it.
We can do that off screen
So-
after.
Thank you for the Dudang. I hope I'm close with that.
No, you're close. But 51 seconds to go in the F50. It's going to be a different kind of start because the players are going to start from far away from the start line. And this is so that they can pick up speed and cross the start line at the correct time with maximum velocity. The aim being reaching that first reaching mark first and keeping that lead for that first downwind gate. It's going to put you in a much more comfortable spot for the rest of the race. And with the 20 players in the F50 with a very fast boat, it's going to be tricky to have a perfect start, but we've seen it happen several times.
5 seconds to go. Seems a great start from Amos Di Benedetto here, but he will be quickly overtaken by the fleet on top with a foil that is doing a great start with Moro di Napoli also.
And this is
They're
going to be
going
interesting
really
part
fast.
at the mark.
Ooh.
Loads of penalties are likely going to happen as we see 5 of them happening.
Yep, and one of them is Amos Di Benedetto actually.
Yep.
So he lost a few positions.
Green 9 in third, that's good for him. And as I said that, he takes a penalty. And so he's going to be slowed down for a bit as Das Boot also takes a penalty right underneath him. Julie Fra neck and
Yes,
neck
I also-
with Green 9.
Exactly.
This old rivalry.
And he
Julie
take a
Fra
penalty.
takes a penalty.
You did it on purpose this time, you can tell me this, right?
I didn't even see. Moro di Napoli, meanwhile, maintains his lead. No boats near him to put him on a penalty. And Svigaya, where is he? I believe, yeah, he's all the way on the top over there. Alone on this side. Currently first. We'll see if that can still pay off when the other boats tack. Because the other boats are going to have priority over him, so he's going to have to let them pass or take a penalty.
Foiled at the moment, I'm in second position. I think is putting a serious lock on the qualification.
Yeah, he was probably upset with his performance in the later, well, the last 2 races. Svigaya forced attack as the rest of the lead. We see, well, we have basically 2 pairs over here.
So, Grey 9 in a good position, searching. In 11th,
11.
Cavan. Cavan is 6. So seems searching at the moment is the one off.
Yeah, and then Julie Fra and Umut. Umut in third, that's very good for him. Julie Fra in
To be honest,
two.
Dodeng is risking a lot in 17th position. He has only a 7-point lead, so
very
there'll be
true.
1 or 2 points between him and 6th position. So. And
Umut takes a
Umut actually in
penalty.
3rd.
Yeah, well, takes a penalty by touching the marker. So drops down to 4th.
Yeah, but still, he's in a good position. He's
Yeah, because he has 82
82
points, so he's 11 points behind current 6th, which is Searching with 71 points and Cavan with 71 points. So for
Searching
searching,
just to get a penalty.
yeah, for searching and Cavan needs to finish before searching. Searching needs to finish before Cavan, and Umut needs to stay ahead of them, which is the case.
Another penalty for searching for going out of the boundary.
That's unfortunate. That's penalties that you can. Amos also did that.
Yeah.
These are the penalties that you want to avoid at all costs in this last race for the playoff. Again, this is the last race of playoff. Last opportunities for these sailors to reach the semifinals.
And you remember when we say Shadow Sail doesn't have to do the last position, right? Or he's risking.
Yeah, or he's risking. He's currently 18th, so and Foiled 1 has taken first place from Mauro Di Napoli in the meantime.
So I want to say congratulations to Foiled. Amazing performance all night. A couple of mishaps in race 6 and race 7.
But since he was so strong for the rest, it didn't actually matter.
Yeah.
So yeah, huge performance from him in this last race. Looks like he might even lose first place actually from Mauro.
Look at Julie Fra now. Going to 11th position. Penalty for searching.
Cavan is 5th, so still ahead of searching. Green 9 and 6.
Searching is second to last. And Odangi is safe because searching is so far away in the back.
And where is Dudang? Because Dudang was at the back as well, because Dudang is 16th.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of boats here, so there's potential for penalties and unfortunate changes. He's between Dudang and searching. Looks like Dudang is going to arrive just before we get the confirmation of that. Guti Jr. rounds up the race, and this is the end of Playoff 2. We will compile the results, compare them, and see who are our 6 players heading over to the semi-final happening next Saturday at 20 UTC.
Give out the opportunity to be in the top 6 with a really bad last regatta. In 8th position, 7th position for Umut Efe. Congratulations to the following that are the one who qualified. Dodeng with 79 points. Cavan Fiance with 76 points. Grey 9 tied up with 76. Amos Di Benedetto with 70. Shadow Sail with 66. And Foiled, amazing winner of tonight with 46 points. Congratulations to the top 6.
Thank you very much for that, Alberto. Indeed, congratulations to the top 6 going into the semi-final. Special congratulations to Foil 1, who was just on another level tonight. And we'll, fortunately for the rest of them, but we had some tight racing. It could have been really a toss-up until the end. And yeah, I guess it's time for us to finish here. Top 6 of those who you see on your screen are the ones heading towards the semi-final. Semi-final is next Saturday, so the 17th of May at 20 UTC on this same channel. With the top 6 from Playoff 1, top 6 from Playoff 2, top 3 from each of the knockouts, and with some M&A wildcards as well. Also want to quickly shout out those who are working behind the scenes. Giovanni, our principal race officer, Lorenzo for the score, and the protest committee, Anna and Hordolo. Thank you all for that. And thank you all for watching, and we'll see you next week for the semi-final. Again, big congratulations to the top 6, and we'll see you next time.
Thank you so much. See you next week.
Bye.